In the vast treasure trove of Indian mythology, characters often come and go, but only a few bridge the gap between eras. And among these timeless characters, there is one teacher, warrior, and sage whose life spans not just one, but two of the greatest Indian epics, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. His name is Kripacharya, and his story is one of resilience, wisdom, and an unyielding sense of duty. It's a tale that raises the question, what does it mean to stand witness to the greatest battles of humanity across generations? Let's dive into the incredible lesser-known journey of Kripacharya, the immortal teacher. Kripacharya's origins are as unique as his life. He was born to the sage Sharadvan and an apsara named Janapadi under extraordinary circumstances. Legend has it that when Sharadvan abandoned his children in a forest, fearing his ascetic pursuits would conflict with his parental duties, the infant Kripa and his twin sister Kripi were rescued by King Shantanu, the same king who would later father Bhishma. Under Shantanu's care, the twins were raised with royal privilege but also steeped in the discipline of Vedic education. Kripa's incredible intellect and aptitude for weaponry led him to master the martial sciences, earning him the title Acharya, or teacher. But what sets him apart from ordinary mortals is that he is one of the Chiranjeevi, the immortal beings destined to live until the end of the current cosmic age. This divine blessing allowed him to witness and participate in the unfolding of two of the greatest epics in the Hindu tradition. His life became a bridge between these two pivotal eras. During the time of the Ramayana, Kripacharya was already a sage of great renown. Though direct mention of his connection with the events of the Ramayana is scarce, his presence as one of the immortal beings implies that he likely bore witness to, or perhaps played a quiet role in, the epic tale of Rama's journey. Imagine Kripacharya watching from afar as Lord Rama battled Ravana, as humanity struggled with questions of dharma, and as the world faced a great reckoning between good and evil, lessons that would deeply influence the events to come in the Mahabharata. Fast forward to the Dwapara Yuga and the time of the Mahabharata. By now, Kripacharya had cemented his role as a celebrated teacher and a guardian of knowledge. Alongside the legendary figure Dronacharya, he trained the princes of the Kuru dynasty, both the Pandavas and the Kauravas, in the art of warfare. His neutrality, a hallmark of his character, meant that he treated each of his students equally, whether it was the righteous Yudhishthira, the valiant Arjuna, or the fiery Duryodhana. For Kripacharya, his duty as a teacher transcended personal biases. Knowledge, after all, was sacred, and it was his task to impart it without judgment. But neutrality is not without its cost. When the Mahabharata war, Kurukshetra, loomed on the horizon, Kripacharya found himself in an agonizing moral position. Bound by loyalty to Hastinapura and its throne, he sided with the Kauravas. His decision, however, did not stem from malice or greed, but from his belief in the dharma of service to his king, even if that king, Duryodhana, was flawed. Throughout the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Kripacharya fought valiantly, though his heart ached for the destruction that unfolded around him. He was one of the few warriors who survived the Great War, standing alongside other immortals like Ashwatthama. And when the dust settled and the bodies of his students lay strewn across the battlefield, Kripacharya's immortality became both a gift and a curse. To live on while others perished, students, allies, and even enemies, was a burden few could bear. Kripacharya's enduring presence is a paradox. Despite his immense skills and wisdom, he is often remembered more for his neutrality than his actions. Some view his detachment as wisdom, others as moral ambiguity. After all, how does one maintain neutrality when surrounded by siblings fighting a war for justice, revenge, and dharma? Yet, perhaps this is the very essence of Kripacharya's role, to teach that life's greatest dilemmas rarely have easy answers. Ultimately, Kripacharya's tale is not one of spectacular heroics or divine miracles. It is the story of a man, immortal yet deeply human, navigating the tides of time with unwavering dedication to his dharma. From the era of Rama to the age of Krishna, Kripacharya stands as a witness to humanity's unending struggle with morality, duty, and destiny. Even today, his story resonates. He reminds us that knowledge is eternal, that neutrality can be its own form of strength, and that surviving the storms of life is sometimes the hardest battle of all. And perhaps, somewhere in the hidden folds of time, the immortal teacher still watches, waiting for the next great lesson to unfold.